We are at the beginning of Season 11, Episode 1 of The Ditch Diggers with Mur Lafferty and Ursula Vernon.
Ditch Diggers appear and ain't no wannabes here with some not so nice advice for your writing career. To be clear, no punches will be pulled, but the punch may be spiked how they like before they get on the mic. To my left we got the mighty Mur Lafferty, and if I piss her off, believe me, she'll come after me. And her co-host S.11 Wallace on the right. Yes, she may be half as hype as she can take him in a fight. So settle in, folks, buckle in and boot up. Time to meddle in a way to make your writer shut up. It's hard work, but the perk is that it's fun and exciting. Facebook will still be there when you're done writing. Ditch Diggers! Ditch Diggers!
Who is also T. Kingfisher.
Who's also T. I really need to start doing that for you, shouldn't I?
No, it's fine. I only do it because, like, people, when I show up at a convention, someone is always like, should I address you as Ursula or T? And I'm like, well, if you want me to actually look around, Ursula is better, but if you know, T. Kingfisher's the one with all the readers, so.
When I was going to pick up Hugo for you at DisCon in 2021, I was like, oh wait, I need to have my picture taken as your proxy. And I showed up and I said, I'm here to pick, I'm accepting for Ursula Vernon. And they're like, yeah, we don't have that on this list. And I had to have Shauna McGuire say T. Kingfisher. And I'm like, right. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's me. So, I mean, I don't know even where we're coming from. Coming from you, actually, from the Ditch Diggers Duck Pool. It is the Ditch Diggers with Mur Lafferty and Ursula Vernon. I'm doing our intro a little bit past our actual intro because I am on the ball today. In my defense, which is what we're going to start talking about in a little bit, a certain piece of news broke today, which has been rather distracting. So, but first, Ursula has moved to the West, and how are you liking your new place?
Oh, I am in New Mexico now. I'm just outside of Albuquerque. I love it. I love it passionately. That's why we moved. I love this house. Housing is much cheaper here than it is where I am, or where I was, where Mur is. So, like, I was able to get a lot more house for the same price. And it's fabulous. We're on 3 acres. It's snowing. And other than wishing that I had a few more DoorDash options because it's, we are kind of remote. It's fantastic. And there are like mountains, which I could see if it wasn't snowing, but
yeah,
like the mountains are just like right there. Like you look and it's like, whoa, mountain.
Yeah. Well, the mountains in North Carolina are, I believe, some of the oldest in the world. I don't know how you ask a mountain's age. You probably know, but I know we go on a big tangent, so I'm going to stop you right there. But that makes it so that there are like mountains, and then below the mountains are a bunch of hills, and below the hills are like some smaller hills. While in the West, you've got flat, and then you've got mountain. And
yes, I am on the flat and mountain. And yeah, which ironically, it is north of me and it is called South Mountain, but I have to figure that whoever did the naming was not standing where I am.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, welcome home. I miss you, but I know you're a lot happier there, so I'll just have to harass you at a con like a fan now.
And, we can do Ditch Diggers occasionally.
That's true. Hopefully we can get on a better schedule this year, well, now that various things have slowed down. But, yeah, I'm working, I don't even know. I've got the ADHD thing of whatever work I have fills the spot I have. That's not ADHD, there's a name for that. But I don't know what it is. But the work I have fills the time I have, and so whatever I'm doing, I feel like I have too much. Which, since I don't have a deadline right now, really, I'm, the most important thing in my life, beyond all the family stuff, is writing, and I should have time and energy to do other things. And it still feels like I'm overwhelmed. So I think I'll always be overwhelmed.
There's a certain amount of I hear you about the what you have to do fills the space allotted. And yeah, I have sort of the opposite problem in that I will do a whole, it does feel like everything's filling time allotted, but also I will work very fast on I have to get 1,000 words done, and I knock them out, and then I'm like, okay, well, that was my work for the day. I can't start playing video games at this hour because I will feel unemployed.
Yep.
But I can't just write more because I get through as much writing as I can do, in the day, and then my brain shuts off. It's not like if I worked for 8 hours, I would write 8,000 words.
Well, you need to start a podcast.
Oh God, no! I've been down that road several times.
I know, but your husband does the production. I'm saying you run the whole thing. Then you'll have plenty to do. Plenty.
I will limit myself to continuing to unpack boxes because there are still a couple of boxes that have not been unpacked, and there are a number in the garage that we're going to turn the garage into a sort of a workshop once it's warm enough that we won't freeze our toes off going out there. And there are boxes out there that some of which contain excitement, and what I'm saying is I'm missing a couple of pieces of art that I know I packed, and I'm like, they're at the bottom of a box in the garage. And the thought
when you packed
of
it sounded like, you knew you were choosing, I'll remember it's here. And at least that's what I do.
Oh, yeah. No, I and a lot of since we had packers move a lot of the heavier things, they put things in boxes and often did not label them. So Kevin thought all of his D-books had been lost until I opened a box in the bedroom that I thought had clothes in it. And it was like most of a set of 5th edition. So it was like...
Oh, no.
Yeah, he was so relieved. He had gone through the stages of grief already. And I was like, Kevin, come look, this will make you very happy. And he was overcome that he did not have to go spend God knows how much on a whole bunch of 5th edition source books.
Yeah.
Nerd problems, man.
They're real, man. They're real. So I was going to talk about ditch digger resolutions because I figured we could make that amusing and not fake or saccharine, or I don't know. Or we could make it amusing. That's really what I was thinking. And in light of today's article, I want to have a resolution to not abuse anybody ever, and especially the vulnerable. That doesn't sound too hard,
It also doesn't sound amusing, I'm afraid. But
I was going to get to that, but I felt like we needed to talk about it because it broke today, and it's pretty much been on my mind all day.
The big, huge, comprehensive story on Neil Gaiman dropped today, and I had said at one point that it might be worse than we knew, and wow, it really is.
It really is, yeah.
And it's and I feel terrible, even outside of feeling bad for the victims, all of the people who were working on projects that like the ripple effect of, okay, all of these movies and shows get canceled immediately, and what do you do? And a lot of people suddenly out of work on that, which is really crappy.
Yeah, there's some key grips out there who have been nice to everybody their whole life, and this will probably affect them. It sucks.
Yeah, and again, and that's not even getting into the much, much worse things that were done specifically to people, but just like, if I ever get big and famous, I will be probably in this room hoping that no fans show up to see me because I need to get some work done. Like, there are, I don't know, maybe it's a personality thing, but like, it just sounds so exhausting.
Yeah, it does. There's, yeah, if you want to read it, trigger and content warnings all over the place.
Up the wall.
But yeah, it's just not good. And Ursula and I know people who were much closer to him, not on any sort of bad level, but just closer to him. But I used to have a picture of me and him. I got taken at Dragon Con, and I got a personal note inside my copy of Neverwhere, and it's like my interactions with him were all positive, and I'm just like, you monster, because this is what abusers do, is like, they'll show the kind, friendly, feminist face to most people, and then when they find somebody they can abuse, they will. CPO Parker, it is, just search for Vulture and Gaiman. It came out on the Vulture site. Excuse me.
And the thing that people sometimes are like, how can you be a horrible person but write, books with such a good understanding of human nature? And it's like, it's because you have a good understanding of human nature that you get away with it for so long.
Yeah.
Like, I used to love Fairy Home Companion.
Unknown caller.
And, hang on one sec.
Yep.
Talk amongst yourself.
Okay, I'm gonna mute you.
Hello? Okay, cool.
Are you back?
I'm back.
Okay.
The junk callers just called to say they were on their way, so.
Okay, so are you gonna run away soon? Or is on
maybe,
their way
so.
in Albuquerque like an hour?
Yeah, I have no idea how long it will take, so
Okay.
let's just keep going.
Okay. Yeah, and I forgot what I was gonna say, but
It's crap.
It needs to be talked about. I know they're going to be... I have not gone on social media. I usually have not gone on social media to see people's reactions to anything in over a year. So that's not my first place to run. But somebody I follow was like saying how they had a bad day and how they used to be able to call him up and he would drop everything and be helpful. And that's, there are two sides to everything. And I'm like, yeah, there's the side he shows people who he respects and the side he shows people who are vulnerable. And the side he shows people when he respects them is just more power to him or to, back him up whenever something comes across with the vulnerable. But,
like, I used to love Fairy Home Companion, and it was, a very, this is about people, and it is very much about people, and because if you get away with it long enough to become that famous or whatever, it's usually because you know a lot about how people tick. And I wish that talent like that was always married to virtue, but unfortunately.
No. I mean, I was talking to my husband this morning and was trying to articulate how I'm feeling. Because like I said, I've interviewed him a couple of times, I've met him. But I can't call him a friend, but I've been a big fan all my life. Since I read Good Omens in my teens. And
I'm just pretending that Terry Pratchett wrote that one almost all by himself.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, I can't talk. I'm very sorry. Orson Scott Card lives in North Carolina. I don't like his politics because he's very anti-gay. So I don't want to give money to his projects because I know that money will go to him and then possibly to donations to hurt people that I love.
Right.
But with Gaiman, it's like, knowing what he's done just paints his books, all of his projects, with like an unfair, like, I don't think I could ever experience his art without thinking of what he did.
Right.
Especially if you're a Sandman fan, Calliope is referenced in the Vulture article, that comic. And I know people who
have tattoos. Have tattoos.
Dude, how did you know that was what I was going to say? Holy shit. It's like you and me, man. Yeah,
Great
the
mind.
tattoos.
Yeah. And it's a lot. And if we had answers about how to feel that way, how to feel about it, we would tell you what they were and do it ourselves. But I don't think we do.
Yeah.
I guess we're just saying, yeah, this dude's total shit. And we are all feeling like total shit about it together.
Yeah. Forerunner says in the chat, I have believed women as a mantra, and I still struggled to believe the allegations when they first came out. I did too, but that's because of where they came from. That was not...
Yeah, as soon as the first person account, I was like, holy shit, on a shingle.
Yep.
Yeah.
The details. Yeah.
The source, it was like the perfect storm of the least reliable people saying the horrible thing, and you're like, really? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And Forerunner says, that's the one thing I'm struggling with, the unanswerable question of did Pratchett know? I don't think anybody knew. I don't think, and that's because he showed people with power one face.
And I will also point out that Pratchett lived on a different continent from him, and for well over a decade.
Yeah.
So, like, they collaborated on a book, but they did it over the phone in different continents. Like, because they met...
Did it over the phone. Interesting.
Yeah, no, the thing about their... apparently they would have a phone call about it, and then they would both go write a chapter or whatever. I read something about it ages ago. So, like, I think if anyone's going to notice, they are going to notice when they are living with him, or I think it's very easy to miss that when you're communicating by phone, 3,000 miles away.
Yeah. The Kids Are Asleep says, I hate to put anyone on a pedestal, but I also try to remember that predators groom their allies too, and that's it exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I read, I think it was in the Vulture article, where someone was asking Meryl Streep why she didn't know what Harvey Weinstein was doing, and she's like, because I'm Meryl fucking Streep. He's not going to show me that side. It's just...
I hope you said Meryl fucking Streep.
I believe she did, yes. Yeah.
Excellent.
But anyway... Yeah, I'm sorry. This is... It's just been kind of overshadowing everything today, and we had agreed to record. So
let us talk about resolutions other than better than frickin' Neil Gaiman.
Well, let me say one quick thing is people are going to feel very conflicted about this, because his work has meant so much to so many for many reasons, and people who've met him probably even have a higher view of him, and so you're gonna feel weird, and it's okay. And that's all I have to say. You're gonna have to process this the way we all are. But on to resolutions.
I will say with that, I have met him in person, and quite honestly, what I mostly thought of him was that he was shorter than he looked in his author photo. Mm-hmm. But that's because it was, for 5 minutes, and I was trying to get to the nacho bar.
Yes.
Now I can't even tell the great anecdote
know.
on the way to the nacho bar, because God damn it.
Yep.
Well, maybe if I'd been wearing hobnailed boots.
So, I think everybody should have the resolution, don't hurt anyone else. It's just don't.
I mean, that should be sort of a normal resolution.
It should be, but it's not.
Yeah. The problem is that I figure you're already automatically trying to do that, or else you're very weird. I don't know.
And you're not gonna. Alright, so, on to better things.
Better resolutions. I resolved to actually get my Magic card collection organized this year. That's not writing related.
Wow. But that's huge.
Yeah. Unfortunately huge. That's the problem. I really need like a card catalog. But you know how much those things go for these days?
Mm-hmm. I know. I mean, my kid started looking at their Pokemon card collection that they hadn't looked at, and looking to see how rare some of those were, and those were pretty cool. A lot of valuable things there. I was hoping to get a beginner Magic set for Christmas so I could maybe get into it again, but I did not. So I had to go out and spend my own money.
I mean, you could also go online and play a Magic Arena online, which is free, and then you don't have to buy the cards.
True.
And if you want to play it again.
But come on, we're nerds. We love to buy the cards.
Once you've done it enough, then you're like, I gotta get the cards. But yeah, or you could be like, this is not my thing.
It's good for a test drive.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Plus, they've made some weird new rules now, and at least if you play it online, there's a little pop-up, so you're like, what the hell is... What does toxic mean? And you pop it up, and it explains. You're like, oh, okay.
What does that mean?
Basically, they're poison counters. If you get 10 poison counters, you die.
And that's what toxic means?
Yeah, so if a creature with toxic 1 attacks you, you get 1 poison counter, and damage, you get 1 poison counter, and at 10, you are considered to be poisoned, and you drop dead.
Great. Ian in chat says, having the cards means having to find other humans to play with, and that is a good point.
Yes, that is. Yes, I play 99% of the play I do is on Arena, and the rest is when my stepson takes pity on the old people and plays Commander with us. And kicks our ass.
So another thing, this less of a resolution but more a problem I need to solve, is how to promote myself this year.
Oh yeah.
Because I left Twitter when Elon Musk musked all over the place.
So much musk.
I haven't been on Facebook since 2013, but I'm on Instagram. And now Facebook's like, oh wait, when we said we like people from marginalized areas? Nah, no more. We don't care. So
there will be no checking of anything.
Yeah, so they don't, not supporting queer employees or and no fact checking, which means I've seen some really good articles about the convicted pedophile dead at 36, Mark Zuckerberg. So, yeah. I wish I thought that would move the needle at all. It won't, but I think it made me laugh, which made me feel a little better.
I mean, that's definitely worthwhile. Yes.
But honestly speaking, I think if I get more promotion on Instagram, I'm going to have some sort of pro-LGBT, pro-woman, pro-people of color message in the background. I don't know, moving the needle, at least it lets people know that it's not okay. It's not okay to treat people like that. Again, don't treat people poorly. Oh my God.
Also, if you're a writer, how do you advertise? And none of us knew anyway, but we sort of you had an Instagram account, I yelled on Twitter. Now I don't yell on Twitter anymore, I yell on Blue Sky, which Blue Sky is great, but in terms of reach, is much as I enjoy it, is still like
Small.
People were saying on Blue Sky, leave Facebook, go to Blue Sky, and I'm like, Facebook has 3 billion monthly users. Blue Sky has 25 million. Like, there are literal orders of magnitude involved here in terms of things. And yeah, it's I don't know. And if we all, and for a while we were supposed to have book talk, but I don't even know what TikTok, if it exists in the US anymore.
Yeah.
I got distracted while I was unpacking.
Yeah. So it's it's hard. I was watching Urban Bohemian stream this weekend, and he said, so we leave Twitter because of they're bad, and we leave Facebook because they're bad, and how do we get our content in front of y'all now? Because blogs aren't really a thing anymore, and Google killed RSS pretty much dead, except for podcasts, which people don't realize can be a form of delivery for any file. I will not get on my soapbox. I can see it from here. I can see it right over there, but I won't get on it.
Hey, you cut me off before I started talking about how to date the Appalachians, so I'm cutting you off.
Fair. Oh, someone in chat, Sybil Rose says, can we just bring back MySpace?
I bring back LiveJournal. Well, I mean, I guess there's Dreamlit, but no, that's blogs again.
Web rings?
MySpace, though, I think I had a MySpace account once.
I did. I don't know. Is it still alive? I heard it like had an underground comeback with like indie bands or something. Somebody can tell me about that. But anyway, so coming up with a different place to, or a different way to promote is going to be one of my goals this year.
Yep. I do not wish to rely so heavily on my publisher to promote me, and that's not a slam on them because they are actually promoting me and doing great, and I love it, but that's also a rare unicorn event, and will stop as soon as T. Kingfisher is not the new hotness. So, I don't know. If anyone comes up with any good ways to advertise a book, please let us know. And legions of authors are wondering.
Yeah. Lots of people moving to Blue Sky, but I'm on Blue Sky. I don't post there a lot. I think I tried to get away from posting just as sort of like a social media break a couple of years ago, and I never really went back in full force. So yeah.
I post fairly regularly there, but because it is a much less sort of combative thing, I do not, and I am trying to be good, I do not fight trolls like as a form of entertainment there. And
wow.
Yeah, I know. And so like I have less to say when I'm not, bouncing their little heads off the pavement.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to be a good person or something. My resolution is to actually update my damn Patreon. I
nice.
Update again, and usually to say, I'm not dead, and here's when the next book is coming. And I feel they're not getting their money's worth. If any of you support me on Patreon, please, I am doing fine. I do not need the money. You can go invest in other people who need it worse.
But wasn't your Patreon... People wanted to support me, so here's a $1 level, and if you want to support me twice as much, here's a $2 level, and you didn't promise anything?
Yes. But sometimes they got free books now and again.
So that's what you're gonna... So you haven't changed that, but you still want to give them perks that is not necessarily listed on the page.
Well, I feel like I am not delivering, $12 a year worth of content. I mean, although it does support Kevin's podcast as well, the productivity one, and because of that, we are able to, when the guests have we always ask them what charity they support, and we're able to donate like $200 a month to that, or $200 a show to that charity, and which is great.
That's awesome.
250, something like that. I don't know. There's math somewhere. I didn't pay attention.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm out of resolution. My other resolution is to finish the short story for you that I owe you this month.
Yay! I'm so excited.
I was working on it today. Yes, there's a good chance you will have it soon.
Great. That's awesome.
And
very much looking forward to that.
I have to edit I was planning on writing this month, I really was, but then I had a book I had to edit that was due by the 30th, and I was like, okay, no problem, doesn't have that much to work on. I'll just, add this one bit at the front that I knew had to be added. And then somebody got the edits back to me really fast.
Yeah.
I just handed it in, and that never happens. Usually it's months before you get edits. They turned the edits around in 10 days.
Wow.
And not business days, 10 actual days. And I need like a certain amount of time away from a book, because when I finish a book, usually by that point I hate it.
Yeah.
It is, I am just like, get this thing done. I don't start to love the books until after I've been away from them for a while. And I've not been away from this one long enough, and now I'm like, I have no distance, and you're asking me to do things, and furthermore, you're asking me to do them by February 5th. And so it's going to be an exciting editing month.
Exciting.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm already doing my last resolution, which is I'm trying not to stress about stuff that I can't control. And there's so much on fire, literally, in some cases, right now, that really gets me down, and I start to despair, and that doesn't help anybody.
It really doesn't.
I'm helping out where I can, which is like donating money and stuff, but overall I gotta look on brighter sides, and I'm not Pollyanna, and I'm not denying anything else is happening. I'm just like, if you want me to be a functional human, I have to do this. And so I'm gonna try to talk about positive things, talk about fun things, and I am not a born arguer like you are, so yeah.
Well, even I was saying that I am going to have to unplug from politics quite so intensely, because like 2016 through 2020 burned a lot of brain cells.
Yeah.
And I wish I could say that I thought me being that upset affected anything. Mm-hmm. I don't think it actually did. And so I'm like, I am going to give money to people who can deal with this, and then I am going to go work on restoring, prairie land to this 3.5 acre chunk.
Okay, that's a good plan.
Also, I just discovered this, which I had unpacked.
Is that a cat?
It was one of the little fuzzy friend cats, but
Are those the things that are like so hot now, the collectible things?
Maybe, I don't know, but this was years ago. I chopped its face off and put a
Did you?
A little, faceless mask thing with eyes, and gave it a little weird outfit. And I don't know why I did that, but I'm an artist, damn it.
All right.
I could make like 3 of these and promote my books, and then I would never have to actually appear on camera. I would just be like, buy Ursula's books.
That's amazing. And we've lost our video again. There it is. Okay.
God, I hope they didn't miss me making,
I think they might have.
Oh no. I was saying I was going to use my I'd make like 3 more, and they could promote my books for me.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll buy one from you.
What, a little thing?
Yeah, to promote my books.
Oh, we're friends. You could have a guest promotion book slot.
Thank you. Yeah, somebody in chat says, my resolution is not to have one, but to continue to improve on me and make the world a better place, even if it's just to give a smile or something small to improve someone's day. Achievable goals. Yep. Achievable goals are where it's at.
I am going to learn so much shit about cholla. Cholla is a plant. There's a lot of it here. It's very spiky. It's sort of like a cactus. Although not in the same family, if you touch jumping cholla, you come away with what basically a giant pad of needles and hatred attached to your flesh. It's sort of like a porcupine, but you will swear you were nowhere near it, and it's attached to you. That's why it's called jumping cholla. And there's also teddy bear cholla, and we have Santa Fe cholla here, and there is a lot of it already, and I will learn all sorts of things about it.
And then that'll be your next Hugo speech.
Possibly. I'm going to plant a bunch of agaves. I mean, it's either that or I finally get to do the one about the elephant hunting lions of Savuti.
That one's good.
It's sort of dark, but it is fascinating. A bunch of lions learn to hunt elephants. And much to the shock of the elephants.
I'm sure. God. That's great. So what positive wisdom do we have to give our listeners? Or our viewers?
If possible, get more time between handing in the book and having to edit it.
Yeah, that's good.
Try to make the world a better place. You personally are not on the hook to fix everything, and I realize that the fact that we all write books with protagonists who are like supposed to save the world single-handedly and whatnot, I think warped all of our brains, because now we're like, but I'm the protagonist, why am I not saving the world single-handedly?
Yeah.
Because that's not really how it works. And the only thing that, nobody saves the world single-handedly.
Yeah.
The best, you can save a small chunk of it.
Yeah. I was thinking about how American schools have really turned us into a nation of being afraid to say we're wrong. Because it's like I've heard in Japanese schools, if you get a question wrong, then they teach it to you. It's not like you get a bad grade. It's like, okay, you need to learn this. Let's go over it. And no one judges you for missing this thing. While in America, it's like, okay, well, you get an F. It's like, okay, can you teach me what the thing is, what I missed? No, I have 30 kids and no funding. So, and it just becomes people who can't admit they were wrong or admit that they've learned something, and that's a real danger. Everything you see it on reality shows like Ink Master, where these people get a permanent tattoo on their body, and it's supposedly it's the worst one out of 12, and you're looking at it going, it's on my body. And it's going to be a really, really big pain to get it off. So I think I'm just going to have to learn to love it. And then they start defending this terrible piece of art on their body because it's theirs, and which is not exactly the same thing, but it's that still a little bit of fear of saying you were wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I could also do a 20-minute rant on history teaching in the U.S., but I won't because it's limited.
It's bad.
Yes. Bad. There's a very good book called Lies My Teacher Told Me, which has been uploaded a few times, that is absolutely worth reading. For those people my age and possibly a little younger, apparently textbooks now say that George W. Bush immediately formed the 9/11 Commission, and I was like, no, he didn't. That motherfucker dragged his feet for like 8 months. It was a huge thing. He kept saying we didn't need it. And what? And I nearly threw the book across the room just for telling me that, even though it wasn't the textbook. And yeah, anyway, I blame Texas.
Okay.
They're the biggest textbook buyers. So basically the Texas School Board controls all of American education.
Yeah. Cool. Now I fell down again.
Okay, but let's talk about something positive.
Yay!
Choya is awesome. And you put on solar panels, which is great.
Yes, solar panels. I got I got an electric car, which means I now have a solar car, which is very exciting. And, yeah, it's, I don't know. I'm just trying to make good shit and make people happy, and don't be ashamed of escapism if you need it.
No, escapism is great. If you were in prison, your duty is to escape, as I believe either J.R.R. Tolkien or C.S. Lewis said.
I did not know that.
Yes.
I kind of want to read the C.S. Lewis Jailbreak novel.
I hope it would be J.R.R. Tolkien, because C.S. Lewis, I have a it's not a love-hate relationship, it's a loved-hate relationship. I'm still so mad that Narnia turned out to be about Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's all I got. What do you got? You got anything else?
I don't have a whole lot more. I had hoped we could get funny here, but I feel like we've failed at that, but hopefully we've said some good things. Maybe. I don't know. I hope so. But hopefully we'll be here again in 2 weeks.
Yes.
And we will be... Oh, The Kids Are Asleep says, what new things are you looking forward to in 2025? I
just heard Borderlands 4.
Borderlands 4. I'm looking forward to Citizen Sleeper 2, which will be out this month, and the Severance Season 2 will also be out. I feel bad that we're talking about games and TV.
Again, see escapism. I heard, I don't know if I heard, I can't remember if I heard or if it's just that it's probably time for a new Pokemon.
Oh, really? God. I haven't played a Pokemon...
Which was like 2023, I want to say.
I haven't played a Pokemon in, like, really intensely in a very long time. But
I am capable of playing very intensely.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to learning what all the new birds are here. I have a bird bath, which is currently covered in snow, even with the little heater thing that's supposed to be doing something. And there are 2 ravens that hang out, who I've named Hugin and Munin, but I wish to learn other birds.
Okay. That sounds awesome. I'm looking forward to writing my next book. I'm excited. It's my weird, cozy fantasy. And yes, it also discusses how one person's not really good at saving the world. Jasmine's enjoying Lego Horizon. I got that for Christmas. I'm going to be playing that soon.
What is it?
Horizon Zero Dawn. They put out a Lego one, and it's like Horizon Zero Dawn is dark. You know?
It's dark, but it's also like one of the few perfect games. You know.
Oh yeah.
Like Portal.
Yeah.
Borderlands 2.
Dragon Age 2.
Dragon Age, fuck, I'm drawing a blank. The one, you have to save the president's daughter. The peasants are aliens. Resident Evil 4.
Resident Evil 4 is about the president's daughter and aliens?
Among other things.
Okay. I played 1. Zombies are not my entire...
It's much superior. And, but anyway, there are very few perfect games in the world, and Horizon Zero Dawn is absolutely one of them, and I would love to play a Lego version.
Yeah. I played some on Christmas Day. It was fun.
That sounds so cute.
It is very cute, and Aloy's just all perky and friendly, and meeting up with her friends, and it's...
What I like about Aloy the most as the character, even though a lot of times she's like,
yeah,
she's like super not. There's not the mean and snarly pick the I am a total dick option that like so many games. It's like I appreciate it because if I had unbelievable parkour skills, my personality would still be a lot like that.
Yeah. The Kids Are Asleep says, the number of times I say a thing and then Aloy immediately says the same thing. Yeah.
Yep. Knights of the Republic 1. And I believe the junk haulers are here, so have a lovely rest of the evening, day, whatever the hell it is where you are. I will see you again in 2 weeks.
I'll talk to you soon, Ursula. Bye.
Grady, bye.
Having gross sandwiches. What is having gross sandwiches? But anyway, my throat is giving out. Like I said, I got a little bit of asthma this morning, and it's not enjoying me talking a lot. So, I'm sorry. I wanted it to be funnier, and it's not. But it's not a funny day. So, hug your pets. Hug your loved ones. And yeah, we will be back in 2 weeks. If you want to see us live, we try to do every other Monday on twitch.tv/MightyMur and 3 p.m. Eastern. And we talk about the business of writing. And yeah, Ursula's at Red Wombat Studios, I think. You search for Ursula Vernon or T. Kingfisher, you'll find her. You search for Mer Lafferty, you'll find me. We're both quite Googleable, so we will see you next time. I'm going to see if there's anybody to raid. This podcast was produced under Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives License. Music provided by Devo Spice, devospice.com.
Ditch Diggers!
This is a free podcast brought to you by the kindness of our patrons. If you would like to also be kind and a patron, go to patreon.com/mightymur.